When are you finally going to bring a man home, Nico? My mama said over the phone. I groaned loudly, making Toby, my 2-year-old German shepherd, bark and turn to see if I'm okay. I force a smile and give him a reassuring nod. Mama, you are the one who kept telling me when I was young that God's time is the best. God wouldn't allow you to be single at this age. She interrupted quickly. You are 33. Very soon you'd hit menopause, and I want me a grandbaby. Mama, don't mama me, Nico. You are the only child I have left. I breathe in deeply, my fists clenched. Fine, I'll get you a man soon. Maybe if he is fine enough, you can share him with me too, and have another child. I ended the call before she can respond, angry tears pricking my eyes. For a moment, a flash of the night at the river appears in my head, when my brothers drowned before my eyes, and it was all because of me. I know Mama believes I killed them too, even though she kept on defending me to the people who put blames on me. Every time when something doesn't go as she wants, she brings this up. You are the only child I have left. Unfortunately, I may not be able to fulfill her dreams. My job and Toby are enough for me. I don't need any man to remind me of the past I'm trying to forget. Bark. Toby pulls, barking like he's sensing something wrong. We are heading back home from the park. It's already so late and the street is dead empty. I silently recite Psalm 91. Toby barks again, louder this time. Toby, what's... He pulls so hard he's out of my grip. I gasp. Toby. He runs, and I chase after him, shouting his name. Not now, not tonight. He runs towards an abandoned bungalow and then passes through the dog hole. I mutter a loud curse word, break open the door, and enter in. Chill? Dust and cobwebs hit me at once. I'm going to spank you after this, Toby, I say, frustrated. I follow him to the kitchen. Toby stopped by a large door labeled freezer. He barks, looking at me and back at the door. I frown and walk to where he's standing. He hits his paws against the door. I swallow and then look in. My breath hitches when I see a Korean man, eyes closed, leaning his head against the door while staggering, about to pass out. Jesus. My heart races. I immediately unbolt the door. Big mistake. He crashes on me. I almost fall to the ground, but I'm able to stabilize him and myself. He's extremely cold. Find, though, those bastards, he stutters. Before we continue, if you're loving this story so far, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss what happens next. Trust me, you do not want to miss how this unfolds. Now let's get back to the story. Sir, can you hear me? I'm practically dragging him now, his weight heavy against my small frame. He's tall, maybe 6'2", and I'm struggling. His lips are turning blue. I drag him to the living room area where there's an old dusty couch. Toby follows, whimpering. I lay the man down and my nurse instincts kick in immediately. I check his pulse, weak but steady. His skin is ice cold, his dark complexion looking almost gray from the hypothermia. I pull out my phone to call 911, but there's no signal in this abandoned place. Of course. Okay, think Nicolette, I tell myself. I need to warm him up gradually. Too fast, and it could shock his system. I start rubbing his arms, his hands. My apartment is just 10 minutes away if I run. Sir, I need you to stay with me, okay? I pat his face gently. Can you open your eyes for me? His eyelids flutter, and then slowly they open. And I swear to God, I forget how to breathe. Even in his half-frozen state, even with his face pale and his body trembling, he has the most beautiful eyes I have ever seen. Dark brown, almost black, with this depth that makes me feel like I'm falling into something I can't name. Am I dead? He whispers, his voice hoarse. Not if I can help it, I say firmly. Can you stand? My apartment is close by. I need to get you somewhere warm. He tries to nod but winces. Those men, they locked. Shh, save your energy. We'll talk about that later. Right now, we need to move. With Toby leading the way and me supporting most of his weight, we slowly make our way out of that cursed building. The cold November air hits us, but at least it's warmer than that freezer. Every few steps, he stumbles. I hold him tighter. What's your name? I ask, trying to keep him conscious. Daejon, he manages. Daejon. Okay, Daejon, I'm Nicolette. And you're gonna be fine. You hear me? Just keep moving. Your voice, he mumbles, sounds like music. I don't know if it's the hypothermia talking or what, but something warm spreads through my chest. We finally reach my apartment building. Mrs. Chen from 2B is taking out her trash and her eyes go wide. Nicolette, what on earth? No time to explain, Mrs. Chen. Medical emergency. I somehow managed to get him up the stairs and into my apartment. Toby is barking excitedly now, probably proud of himself for the rescue. I lay Daejon on my couch and immediately grab every blanket I own. I need to get you out of these wet clothes. I say, professional mode activated. They're making you colder. His eyes open slightly. At least, buy me dinner first. I actually laugh. The man is half frozen and he's making jokes. Oh, so you have jokes? That's a good sign. I grab my medical kit from the bathroom. I always keep one at home. But seriously, hypothermia is no joke. I'm a nurse and I need to check you properly. He nods weakly. I work quickly, replacing his frozen clothes with my warmest sweatpants and hoodie. They barely fit his tall frame, but they'll do. I wrap him in blankets, make him hot tea with honey, and monitor his vitals every few minutes. An hour passes, then 2. Slowly, color returns to his face. His shivering becomes less violent. His pulse strengthens. You saved my life, he says suddenly, his voice stronger now. He's looking at me with those eyes again, and I have to look away. Toby saved your life, I correct him. I just followed where he led. As if on cue, Toby jumps on the couch and licks Daejon's face. Daejon actually laughs, a sound so warm and genuine it fills my entire apartment. Good boy, he says, scratching behind Toby's ears. Very good boy. So, I sit on the coffee table across from him. Want to tell me why you were locked in a freezer? His face darkens. Business deal gone wrong. I trusted the wrong people. They wanted me to sign over my restaurant, and when I refused, he gestures vaguely, they thought leaving me there would convince me. Your restaurant? Halmioni's Kitchen. It's a Korean soul food fusion place in downtown. My grandmother's recipes mixed with Southern cooking. It was her dream. His voice gets soft. She passed 2 years ago. Left it all to me. These investors wanted to buy it, turn it into some generic franchise. I said no. The way he talks about his grandmother, the love and pain mixed in his voice, it touches something in me. Something I thought I'd buried deep. I'm sorry, I say quietly. About your grandmother. He looks at me, really looks at me. You understand loss. I can see it in your eyes. I want to deny it. Want to put up my walls like I always do. But something about this man, this stranger I just met, makes me want to be honest. My brothers, I hear myself say. They drowned when I was 19. We were at the river. I was supposed to watch them while my mama worked. I was on my phone arguing with some boy I thought I loved. By the time I looked up, I can't finish. Daejon reaches out and takes my hand. His touch is warm now. That wasn't your fault. Tell that to my mama. I try to laugh, but it comes out broken. Tell that to everyone in my hometown who still looks at me like I'm a murderer. You're not. He squeezes my hand. You were a kid. Kids make mistakes. Terrible things happen, but that doesn't make it your fault. I've heard these words before from therapists, from friends, from well-meaning church ladies, but somehow hearing them from him, from this man who just survived his own brush with death, they land differently. A tear slides down my cheek, then another. I'm sorry, I wipe them quickly. You're the one who almost died, and here I am crying. Hey, he says softly. Trauma doesn't have a hierarchy. Your pain matters too. Who is this man? My phone rings. It's Mama. I send it to voicemail. Boyfriend? Daejon asks, a hint of something in his voice. Curiosity? Disappointment? Mama, I say. She calls every day to remind me I'm single and childless and a disappointment. You're none of those things, Daejon says firmly. You're brave. You're kind. You literally saved a stranger's life tonight. And you're beautiful, but I'm assuming you know that already. I feel heat rise to my face. The hypothermia is definitely affecting your brain. My brain is fine. He sits up straighter, the blankets falling off his shoulders. And I know what I see. For a moment, we just stare at each other. The air feels thick, charged with something I don't want to name. Toby barks, breaking the spell. I should let you rest. I stand up quickly. You can sleep here tonight. I'll take my bedroom. In the morning, we should call the police about those men. Nicolette? He says my name like it's something precious. Thank you. Really. It's fine. Anyone would have. No, he interrupts. Not anyone. You did. You and your amazing dog. He smiles and it transforms his whole face. I owe you both. You don't owe me anything, I say firmly. Just promise me you'll be careful. Those men, they sound dangerous. I promise, he says, but only if you promise me something too. What? Let me take you to dinner, once I'm recovered, as a thank you. My heart does this stupid flutter thing. You don't have to. I want to, he says. Please? I should say no. I should keep my walls up. I should remember that men only bring pain and disappointment, but looking at him, at his hopeful eyes and genuine smile, I find myself nodding. Okay, dinner. But that's it. His smile grows wider. That's all I'm asking for now. That night, I lie in my bed staring at the ceiling. In my living room, a stranger is sleeping. A man I just met. A man who almost died. A man who looked at me like I was something more than my past mistakes. And for the first time in 14 years, I let myself wonder. What if? 3 days later. Girl, you're telling me you have a whole Korean man sleeping on your couch and you haven't told me until now? My best friend Tasha practically screams through the phone. He's not my Korean man, Tash. And he only stayed one night. I just saw him again today to check on his recovery. And how is his recovery going? I can hear the smirk in her voice. I look over at Daejon, who's playing with Toby in my living room. He came by to drop off a thank you gift, some homemade kimchi and Korean side dishes from his restaurant, and somehow ended up staying for 3 hours. His recovery is fine, I say, trying to sound casual. Is he fine? Tasha? What? I'm just asking. You know you haven't been interested in a man since Cole, and that was 5 years ago. And we see how that turned out, I remind her. Cole, who said he loved me but couldn't handle my emotional baggage. Cole, who left me standing in a restaurant when I finally opened up about my brothers. Not all men are Cole, Tasha says gently. Some men are actually decent. I'll believe it when I see it. Well, maybe you're seeing it right now, girl. Just maybe. After I hang up, I find Daejon in the kitchen washing the dishes from the lunch we shared. You don't have to do that, I protest. I want to, he says simply. My Halmione taught me that a man who can't clean is not a man at all. Your Halmione sounds like she was a wise woman. The wisest, he agrees. His hands pause in the soapy water. She would have liked you. She didn't even know me. She would have, he insists. She always said the best people are the ones who help strangers without expecting anything in return. I expect you to finish those dishes, I joke, trying to lighten the mood because his intensity is making my heart do that stupid flutter thing again. He laughs. Yes, ma'am. We fall into comfortable silence. He washes, I dry. Toby watches from his bed in the corner. It feels domestic. It feels natural. It feels dangerous. So about that dinner, Daejon says casually. Are you free Saturday? I work Saturday. Sunday? Toby has a vet appointment. Monday? I run out of excuses. Monday is fine. His smile is blinding. Great, I know this amazing Korean barbecue place. Or if you prefer, we could do Italian. Or surprise me, I hear myself say. Oh, so you trust me? He raises an eyebrow playfully. With dinner choices? Maybe. With my life? Jury's still out. Fair enough, he grins. I'll pick you up at 7? 7 is fine. When he leaves, Toby whines at the door. Don't start, I tell him. He's just being nice. That's all. Toby tilts his head like he doesn't believe me. Okay, fine. He's attractive and sweet and funny, but that doesn't mean anything. Toby barks. It doesn't. But even as I say it, I'm already planning what to wear on Monday. I change my outfit 4 times. 4 times. I haven't done this since I was in college. It's just dinner, I tell my reflection. Just a simple thank you dinner. It's not a real date. My reflection doesn't look convinced. I finally settle on a burgundy wrap dress that Tasha bought me last Christmas. For when you finally decide to rejoin the land of the living, she'd said. Guess that time is now. The doorbell rings at exactly 7. Toby barks excitedly. Traitor, I mutter to him. I open the door and my breath catches. Daejon is wearing a black button-down shirt with the sleeves rolled up, dark jeans, and a smile that should be illegal. Hi, he says softly. Hi, I manage. You look. He pauses. I don't have words. The hypothermia really did damage your vocabulary, I tease, grabbing my purse. He laughs. Nah, you just rendered me speechless. There's a difference. In his car, a sleek black sedan that smells like new leather, and his cologne, he hands me a single sunflower. It's not a rose, he explains. Roses felt too cliché. But sunflowers, they represent loyalty, adoration, and longevity. Plus, they're happy flowers. You deserve happy. I stare at the bright yellow flower, something warm and unfamiliar blooming in my chest. Thank you, I whisper. The restaurant he takes me to is not what I expect. It's a small Ethiopian place tucked in a corner I've driven past 100 times but never noticed. Ethiopian food? I'm surprised. You said surprise you, he shrugs. Plus, the owner is a friend. Makes the best Dora Wat in the state. And there's this thing about Ethiopian food. What? You eat with your hands, together, from the same plate. It's intimate. It's about trust and connection. He looks suddenly uncertain. Is that okay? We can go somewhere else if... It's perfect. I say honestly. And it is perfect. The food is amazing, rich and spicy and complex. Daejon teaches me how to tear the injera, how to scoop up the different stews. Our fingers brush as we share the meal. He tells me stories about his grandmother, about growing up black in Korea, about the racism he faced, and how his halmioni always told him his melanin was a blessing from God. She'd make me look in the mirror and say, Daejon you are beautiful because you are double blessed. Korean strength and African soul, he says with a sad smile. She never let me forget either part of who I am. She sounds incredible. She was. He looks at me intently. Tell me about your brothers. Everyone always avoids mentioning them. They tiptoe around my grief like it's a landmine. But Daejon asks directly, openly, like he really wants to know. So I tell him. About Malik, who was 7 and wanted to be a superhero. About Isaiah, who was 5 and was afraid of nothing. About how that day was supposed to be a fun day, a break from Mama's double shifts, about how I turned my back for just 5 minutes. Mama had to identify their bodies, I say, my voice breaking. She never looked at me the same after that. Daejon reaches across the table and takes both my hands in his. Nicolette, look at me. I do. You were 19, practically a child yourself. What happened was a tragedy. A horrible, painful tragedy. But it was not murder. It was not your fault. And your mama, grief makes people cruel sometimes, makes them look for someone to blame, but that doesn't make her blame valid. Tears stream down my face right there in this restaurant. Other diners glance over, but Daejon doesn't let go of my hands. I see you, he says firmly. Not the girl who lost her brothers, not the daughter who disappointed her mother. I see Nicolette, the woman who saves strangers, the nurse who cares for people, the woman with a heart so big she can't see her own worth. That's who I see. Something breaks open in me, something I've kept locked for 14 years. I don't know how to do this, I admit. How to let someone in. Everyone leaves. Everyone hurts me eventually. I'm not everyone, Daejon says simply. I'm me, and I'm patient. I'm willing to wait, Nicolette, for as long as it takes.
The moment I saw her face through that freezer door, I thought I was hallucinating. An angel coming to save me. That's what she looked like with the dim light behind her creating a halo effect around her natural hair. But she wasn't an angel. She was real. And she was the most beautiful woman I'd ever seen. Daejon, are you even listening? My business partner and best friend Jamal waves his hand in front of my face. We're at the restaurant going over the books, but my mind keeps drifting to Nicolette. It's been 3 weeks since our first date, 3 weeks of daily texts, phone calls that stretch into the early morning hours, and 5 more dates, 5 perfect dates. Sorry, what? I blink back to reality. Jamal smirks. You got it, bad man. I don't know what you're talking about. Right, and I'm Barack Obama. He leans back in his chair. Spill. Who is she? So I tell him about the freezer, about Toby, about Nicolette and her walls and her pain and how much I want to break through all of it. And you're willing to wait? Jamal asks, even though she's made it clear she's not ready? Especially because she's not ready, I say firmly. Real love waits, man. My halmioni taught me that. She waited 3 years for my grandpa to get his life together before she married him. That's some old school romance right there. The best kind, I agree. My phone buzzes. It's a text from Nicolette. Toby misses you. I guess I do too. Maybe. I can't help but smile. Jamal laughs. Oh, you're gone, man. Completely gone. He's not wrong. 2 weeks earlier, I changed my shirt 6 times before picking her up. 6 times. Jamal would never let me live it down if he knew. But when she opened that door in her burgundy dress, looking like everything good I'd ever prayed for, I knew every minute of preparation was worth it. High was all I could manage. Smooth Daejon. Real smooth. In the car, I gave her the sunflower I'd debated over for 30 minutes at the flower shop. The lady there thought I was crazy. Roses are classic, she'd said, But she's not classic, I'd replied. She's sunshine after a storm. She's a second chance at life. She's a sunflower. The flower lady had actually teared up. Get you a man who talks about you like this, she'd announced to the whole shop. At the Ethiopian restaurant, watching Nicolette laugh at my stories and slowly open up about her pain, I realized something terrifying. I was falling in love with her. Not the surface level attraction kind of love, the deep, soul connecting, this is my person kind of love that my Halmione used to describe. When you know, she told me once, your soul recognizes its match. My soul was screaming that it had found its match. But I also saw her fear, saw how she pulled back every time we got too close, saw how she flinched when I reached for her hand too quickly. Someone had hurt her badly. Multiple someones, probably. So I made a decision right there in that restaurant while she wiped tears from her beautiful brown eyes. I would wait. However long it took. I would prove to her that not all men leave, not all men hurt. Some men stay, some men protect, some men cherish. I would be that man for her. Back to present. We have a problem, Jamal says, his face suddenly serious. What kind of problem? Those investors. The ones who locked you in that freezer. They're back, and they brought lawyers this time. My blood runs cold. What do they want? They're claiming you verbally agreed to sell before the incident. They have witnesses willing to testify. Daejon, they're trying to force the sale through the courts. That's insane. I never agreed to anything. I know that, you know that, but they have money and connections. We need a lawyer, man. A good one. I run my hands through my hair, frustrated. Halmione's kitchen means everything to me. It's my grandmother's legacy, my heritage, my dream. There's something else. Jamal hesitates. They're threatening to file assault charges against you, claiming you attacked them that night before they defended themselves. I attacked them? They locked me in a freezer to die. I know, but without proof. Jamal trails off. My phone rings. It's Nicolette. Hey, I answer, trying to keep my voice steady. Hey yourself, she sounds happy. So I was thinking, maybe you could come over tonight? I'm making dinner. Nothing fancy, just spaghetti and garlic bread, but Toby has been whining for you all day, and I figured, I'd love to. I cut her off, my mood already lifting. What time? 7? Perfect. I'll bring dessert. After I hang up, Jamal is watching me with knowing eyes. You need to tell her what's going on, he says. I will. Just not yet. She's finally starting to trust me. I don't want to scare her away with my mess. Daejon, I'll handle it, I say firmly. I'll find a lawyer tomorrow. Tonight, I just want to have a normal evening with an amazing woman and her amazing dog. Jamal shakes his head, but he's smiling. You really do have it bad. That evening at Nicolette's apartment, Nicolette is wearing sweatpants and an old Howard University t-shirt with her hair pulled up in a messy bun when she opens the door. She looks more beautiful than ever. Sorry I'm not dressed up, she apologizes. I figured since you've already seen me at my worst. You don't have a worst, I tell her honestly. You're beautiful in everything, including sweatpants. She blushes. Actually, blushes. I love that I can still make her do that. Dinner is simple, but perfect. We eat on her couch with Toby between us, watching some cooking competition show. It feels domestic. It feels right. It feels like home. It makes me think of how it'd be having her as my wife. Can I ask you something? Nicolette says during a commercial break. Anything. Why me? I turn to face her fully. What do you mean? I mean, you're you. You're successful, kind, funny, ridiculously good-looking. You think I'm good-looking? I can't help but tease. Shut up. You know you are. She throws a pillow at me. What I'm saying is, you could have anyone. So why are you wasting your time with someone like me? Someone with so much baggage? Someone who can't even commit to calling you her boyfriend yet? My heart aches at the pain in her voice. First of all, I say carefully, you're not baggage. You're a person with a past, just like everyone else. Second, I'm not wasting anything. Every moment with you is time well spent. And third, I take her hand. I'm not looking for just anyone, Nicolette. I'm looking for you. But why? She whispers. Because you saved my life. Because you have the kindest heart I've ever encountered. Because you make me laugh. Because when I'm with you, everything else fades away. Because my soul recognized yours the moment you opened that freezer door. I squeeze her hand. And because I'm falling in love with you, and I'm not going to apologize for that. She goes completely still. Daejon, I know you're not ready to say it back. I continue quickly. I know you're scared. You're scared. I know you need time. And I'm giving you that. I just needed you to know where I stand. I'm all in, Nicolette. Whenever you're ready. Tears stream down her face. I don't deserve you. That's where you're wrong. I wipe her tears gently. I don't deserve you, but I'm going to spend every day trying to. And she leans forward and kisses me, soft and sweet and full of promise. It's our first real kiss, and it feels like coming home. When we pull apart, our foreheads against each other, she's smiling through her tears. I'm scared, she admits. I know. I might mess this up. We'll figure it out together. What if I hurt you? What if you don't? I counter. What if we're amazing together? What if this is the start of something beautiful? She laughs, watery but genuine. You always know what to say. Not always, I admit, but with you, the words just come. We spend the rest of the night talking, laughing, sharing dreams and fears. She tells me about her work at the hospital, about the patients she's saved, about the ones she couldn't. I tell her about my grandmother's recipes, about my dreams of expanding the restaurant, about wanting to honor her memory. She'd be so proud of you, Nicolette says softly. I hope so, I reply. She always said I was born to feed people. Food is love, Daejon, she'd tell me. When you feed someone, you're telling them they matter. That's beautiful. She was beautiful, inside and out. I pause. Like you. You're laying it on thick tonight, Nicolette teases, but I can see she's pleased. Just speaking truth. When I finally leave around midnight, she walks me to the door. Toby is already snoring on the couch. Thank you, she says, for tonight, for everything. Thank you for letting me in, I reply. Even just a little bit. It's more than a little bit, she admits. You're getting dangerously close to the real me. Good, I smile. That's exactly where I want to be. I kiss her forehead and leave before I do something crazy like ask her to be my girlfriend officially. She needs time. I can give her that. 3 weeks later. Things are getting worse with the investors. They filed their lawsuit. My lawyer, a sharp woman named Patricia Kim, says we have a case, but it's going to be expensive and messy. They're playing dirty, she tells me in her office. They have 2 witnesses claiming they saw you verbally agree to the sale, and they're pushing hard on the assault narrative. I never touched them until they grabbed me, I insist. I believe you, Patricia says, but we need proof. Security footage, text messages, emails, anything that shows their true intentions. The building was abandoned. There were no cameras. Then we need to find another way. I leave her office feeling defeated. The legal fees are piling up. I might have to take out a loan against the restaurant just to pay for the defense. The irony isn't lost on me. The thing I'm fighting to protect might be the thing I have to sacrifice to win. I haven't told Nicolette any of this. Every time I try, the words die in my throat. She's finally opening up, finally trusting me. I don't want to burden her with my problems, but I'm also lying by omission, and that feels wrong. My phone buzzes. It's Nicolette. Museum date this Saturday? There's an African art exhibit I want to see. Plus, I've decided Toby needs culture. I smile despite my stress. It's a date. All 3 of us. All 3 of us, she confirms with a heart emoji. A heart emoji. From Nicolette, who once told me emojis were unnecessarily extra. We're making progress. Saturday. The museum date. The museum is perfect. Nicolette lights up looking at the African art, pointing out pieces that remind her of her grandmother's house, telling me stories about her family before the tragedy. My mama used to smile all the time, she says wistfully, standing in front of a vibrant painting of a black woman dancing. She had this laugh that would fill the whole house. After my brothers, she stopped laughing, stopped smiling, stopped being her. I take her hand. Maybe she can find her way back. Maybe, Nicolette doesn't sound convinced, or maybe some losses are too big to recover from. I don't believe that, I say firmly. I think people are more resilient than we give them credit for. Look at you. You survived something that would have destroyed most people, and you're still here, still caring for others, still opening your heart even though you're terrified. She looks at me with those deep brown eyes. When did you become so wise? I had a good teacher, I smile. My Halmione used to say that pain can either make you bitter or better. The choice is ours. Better is harder. But worth it, I assure her. We're standing close now in front of that painting of the dancing woman. The museum is mostly empty on this random Saturday afternoon. Toby is behaving perfectly, sitting quietly in his emotional support vest. Daejon, Nicolette says softly, I need to tell you something. My heart races. Okay. I've been thinking a lot about us, about my fears, about why I keep pushing people away. She takes a deep breath, and I realize something. I'm not afraid of you leaving. I'm afraid of me messing this up. I'm afraid I don't know how to be loved because I haven't felt worthy of it in so long. Nicolette, let me finish, she interrupts gently. What I'm trying to say is, I want to try. Really try. No more walls. No more running. I want to see where this goes. She pauses, vulnerable and beautiful. I want you to be my boyfriend. Officially, if that offer is still on the table. Joy explodes in my chest. Are you serious right now? As a heart attack, she laughs nervously, which I can treat because I'm a nurse, so I kiss her. Right there in front of the dancing woman painting, I kiss her like she's my heir and I've been drowning. She kisses me back with equal intensity. Like when we finally break apart, there's an elderly couple watching us with huge smiles. Young love, the woman says to her husband. Remember when that was us? That's still us, the husband replies, kissing his wife's hand. I want that. 50 years from now, I want to still look at Nicolette the way that man looks at his wife. Like she's his everything. So is that a yes? Nicolette asks, smiling. That's a hell yes, I confirm. You're officially stuck with me now. I can think of worse fates, she teases. We spend the rest of the day floating on cloud nine. We get lunch at a food truck, walk through the park, take silly photos with Toby. It's perfect. We're perfect. But in the back of my mind, I know I need to tell her about the lawsuit, about the investors, about the danger I might be in. Tomorrow, I promise myself, I'll tell her everything tomorrow. Monday morning. Everything falls apart. I'm at the restaurant early, meeting with Patricia about the case. She's found something. A former employee of the investors willing to testify that they have a history of using intimidation tactics. This could be huge, Patricia is explaining when the door bursts open. 2 police officers walk in. Chun Daejon? One of them asks. Yes? You're under arrest for assault and battery. You have the right to remain silent. Everything happens in slow motion. They're handcuffing me, reading me my rights. Patricia is protesting, saying this is harassment, that we'll have this thrown out. But all I can think about is Nicolette, how she's going to hear about this, how she's going to think I lied to her. I get one phone call, right? I ask the officers. At the station, one of them responds. They lead me out in handcuffs. Right past the morning crowd gathering outside the restaurant, someone takes a photo. It'll probably be on social media within minutes. At the station, they finally let me make my call. I dial Nicolette's number with shaking hands. It rings 4 times. Then voicemail. Nicolette, it's me. Something happened. I'm at the police station. I know how this looks, but I swear I can explain everything. Please call me back. Please. I try Jamal next. He answers on the first ring. I heard, he says immediately. I'm getting Patricia and we're coming down there. Don't say anything until we arrive. Jamal, I need you to go to Nicolette, explain things before she sees it online. Please. On it, he promises. But it's too late. In the holding cell, I can see an officer scrolling through his phone. He glances at me, then back at his phone, then whispers something to his partner. The story is already spreading.
Floating through my shift at the hospital. Everything is different now. The world is brighter. Colors are more vivid. Even Mrs. Patterson in room 304, who complains about everything, can't bring me down. I have a boyfriend. A real, actual, wonderful boyfriend who looks at me like I hung the moon. Someone is glowing, my coworker Keisha says with a knowing smile. I don't know what you're talking about. I try to hide my smile. Girl, please, you've been smiling at your phone all morning. What's his name? Daejon, I admit. His name is Daejon. Ooh, that's different. I like it. When do I get to meet him? Soon, I promise. My phone buzzes. It's Tasha. Girl, call me now. Emergency. My heart drops. Tasha never says emergency unless it's serious. I step into the break room and call her back. What's wrong? Is it your mom? The kids? It's not my family. Tasha says, her voice strange. Nico, I need you to sit down. I'm sitting. What happened? Have you talked to Daejon today? My stomach twists. Not since this morning. Why? Check your phone. There are articles, pictures. Nico, he was arrested. The room spins. What? For assault. There are pictures of him being taken out of his restaurant in handcuffs. It's all over social media. No, I whisper. No, that can't be right. There has to be a mistake. I'm sending you the links now. I'm so sorry, honey. My phone pings with messages, article after article, photos of Daejon, my Daejon, in handcuffs looking defeated. Restaurant owner arrested for assault. Korean fusion chef faces battery charges. Halmioni's kitchen owner in police custody. I read through them with shaking hands. According to the articles, Daejon assaulted 2 business investors in a dispute over his restaurant. There are witness statements, police reports. It all looks so official. He never told me, I say out loud. He never mentioned any of this. Maybe he was going to, Tasha tries. Or maybe he's been lying this whole time. I hear how bitter I sound. Just like Cole, just like all of them. They act perfect until they show you who they really are. Nico, you don't know the full story. I know enough. I cut her off. My chest feels tight. My breathing is shallow. I'm having a panic attack right here in the hospital break room. I have to go. Nicolette, wait. I hang up. My phone immediately starts ringing. It's a number I don't recognize. Probably press wanting a statement about my criminal boyfriend. My criminal boyfriend. How did I let this happen? How did I let someone in just to be deceived again? Another call. This time it's Daejon's friend Jamal. I don't answer. A voicemail notification pops up. From Daejon earlier, I can't listen to it. Can't hear his voice right now without breaking completely. Keisha pokes her head in. You okay? You look pale. I need to go home, I manage. I'm sick. It's not a lie. I am sick. Sick with betrayal. Sick with my own stupidity for believing in love again. I take Toby for a walk to clear my head. He keeps pulling toward Daejon's restaurant route, whining. No, I tell him firmly. We're not going there anymore. My phone won't stop ringing. Jamal has called 5 times, Tasha 3 more. Even a number I think might be Daejon calling from the police station. I silence it all. I need to think, need to process, need to figure out how I could have been so stupid. All those pretty words, all those promises. I'm all in. I'll wait for you. I'm falling in love with you. Lies, all lies. By the time I get home, I'm numb. I feed Toby, take a shower, and sit on my couch staring at nothing. There's a knock at my door. Probably Tasha coming to check on me. But when I look through the peephole, it's Jamal. I consider not answering. But he'll just keep knocking. I crack the door open. Nicolette, please let me explain. He says immediately. Explain what? That your best friend is a liar? He's not. He's been arrested for assault, Jamal. It's all over the news. Because those men set him up, Jamal insists. The same men who locked him in that freezer. They're trying to force him to sell his restaurant, and when he refused, they filed false charges. If they're false, why was he arrested? Because they have money and lawyers and fake witnesses, Jamal runs his hands over his face. Look, I know how this looks, but Daejon is the most peaceful person I know. He wouldn't hurt anyone unless he had no choice. He should have told me, my voice breaks, about all of it, the lawsuit, the threats, the danger. Instead, he lied. He didn't lie. He just waited to tell you. He was scared of losing you. Well, mission accomplished, I say bitterly. He lost me. Nicolette. Please leave. I close my eyes. I can't do this right now. He loves you, Jamal says desperately. I've known Daejon for 15 years, and I've never seen him look at anyone the way he looks at you. Don't give up on him. Tell him I said good luck with his case, I say, then close the door. I slide down to the floor, Toby immediately coming to nuzzle me, and finally, I let myself cry. 3 days later, I haven't left my apartment except for work. Haven't answered anyone's calls except Tasha and my mama, who somehow heard about my criminal boyfriend through the church gossip chain. I told you men are no good, Mama had said, somehow sounding both sympathetic and self-righteous. Should have listened to your mama. Daejon has stopped calling. The silence hurts more than I want to admit. You need to talk to him, Tasha says. She's come over with ice cream and wine. Best friend emergency protocol. What's there to talk about? His side of the story, maybe. I read his side. It's all over the internet. You read the media's version, Tasha corrects. Not his actual truth. He lied to me, Tash. Did he, though? She gives me that look. Or did he just not tell you something he was clearly dealing with? There's a difference. I want to argue, but I can't find the words. Look, Tasha continues, I'm not saying he was right to keep it from you, but put yourself in his shoes. You're finally getting close to someone who has massive trust issues, someone who's been hurt before. Would you risk telling them about your messy situation and watching them run? Or would you wait until you felt more secure? I would have understood. Would you, though? Tasha challenges. Or would you have used it as an excuse to push him away before you got in too deep? I hate that she might be right. I saw the video, Tasha says gently. What video? She pulls out her phone. It's been circulating. Security footage from a building across from the one where Daejon was attacked. It shows him being dragged into that building, shows 3 men going in, shows them leaving 30 minutes later, then shows you arriving with Toby. She plays it for me, and there it is, clear as day. Daejon being forced into that building, not attacking anyone, being attacked. That was released yesterday, Tasha explains. The charges were dropped this morning. Turns out one of the investors' assistants felt guilty and came forward with evidence of their scheme. I can't breathe. He's free? He's free, and he's been cleared of all charges. There's even talk of the investors being investigated for fraud and attempted murder. Relief and guilt war inside me. I should have believed him. Yes, you should have. Tasha doesn't sugarcoat it. But you can still fix this, if you want to. I don't know if he'll forgive me. Only one way to find out. The next day, I go to Halmyoni's kitchen. My heart is pounding so hard, I'm surprised it's still in my chest. Through the window, I can see him. Daejon is in the kitchen cooking, his movements confident and sure. He looks tired, but okay. I'm about to walk in when the door opens and a woman walks out. Not just any woman. A beautiful Korean woman in a business suit laughing at something. She turns back and Daejon comes to the door. He says something that makes her laugh again. Then she touches his arm, intimately, familiarly, and he smiles. My heart shatters. I was too late. He's moved on. Found someone better. Someone who didn't abandon him when things got hard. I turn and run before he can see me. Toby pulls against his leash, wanting to go to Daejon, but I don't stop. When I get home, I'm sobbing so hard I can barely breathe. Toby is whining, pacing, clearly distressed. I was ready. Finally ready to open my heart completely. Ready to apologize. Ready to fight for us. But I was too late. The universe is punishing me, I think. Punishing me for being a coward, for not believing in him, for always running away. My phone rings. It's Jamal again. I answer this time. He's miserable, Jamal says without preamble. Won't eat, barely sleeps, just cooks and cooks like he's trying to work through something. He looked fine to me, I say bitterly, especially with his new girlfriend. What are you talking about? I saw them at the restaurant. Some beautiful Korean woman, very cozy. Jamal is quiet for a moment, then he starts laughing. Actually laughing. That's Patricia, he says, his lawyer. She came by to celebrate the case being dismissed. She's married with 3 kids, Nicolette. Her husband was parked outside waiting for her. I feel like an idiot. Oh indeed, Jamal sounds amused. You know what your problem is? You're so used to waiting for the other shoe to drop that you can't just accept when something good is happening. Daejon is crazy about you. Only you. But you have to decide if you're brave enough to believe that. After we hang up, I sit with Toby for a long time. Am I brave enough? I think about my brothers, about how I've let guilt define my life for 14 years, about how I've used my past as a shield against future pain. But pain is part of life. Loss is part of love. The only way to avoid hurt is to avoid living. Do I want to live? Really live? I look at Toby, who's watching me with his knowing eyes. What do you think, boy? Should I fight for him? Toby barks, loud and clear. Yeah, I say, standing up. Yeah, I should.
I'm destroying my kitchen with cooking. Making every recipe my Halmyoni ever taught me, trying to keep busy so I don't think about Nicolette. It's not working. Every dish reminds me of her. The japchae, because she said it was her favorite. The kimchi pancakes, because she laughed so hard when I showed her how to flip them. The bulgogi, because it was what we ate on our second date. You're going to cook us out of business, Jamal says, surveying the mountain of food. We have enough to feed an army. Then call an army, I mutter. Or you could call her. I did, multiple times. She doesn't want to talk to me. Can you blame her? Jamal says carefully. You kept a pretty big secret. To protect her. To protect yourself, he corrects gently. From her potentially leaving, which she did anyway because she found out the hard way. Maybe the truth would have been scary, but at least it would have been honest. I know he's right, but I was so afraid of losing her that I made choices that ensured I would. She saw me with Patricia, I say dully, through the window, then ran before I could explain. So go explain, Jamal says like it's obvious. She doesn't want to see me. How do you know? Have you asked? I haven't, because I'm terrified of the answer. My Halmione used to say that fear is just faith in the wrong direction, I say softly. I've been having faith in all the wrong things, like in my ability to control everything, in my ability to protect Nicolette from pain, instead of just having faith in us. So what are you going to do about it? I look at all the food I've made, and suddenly I have an idea.
I'm giving myself a pep talk in the mirror. You can do this. You're a grown woman who survived watching her brothers drown. You can handle apologizing to your boyfriend. Ex-boyfriend, my brain corrects. Not if I have anything to say about it, I tell my reflection. I'm getting ready to go to the restaurant when there's a knock at my door. Toby goes crazy, barking and spinning in circles. My heart knows before I open the door. It's Daejon. He's standing there in his chef's jacket, holding what looks like an entire Korean feast in containers, and looking at me like I'm the answer to every question he's ever had. Hi, he says softly. Hi, I whisper back. Can I come in? I brought food. A lot of food. Probably too much food. But I didn't know what you'd want, and I've been cooking for 3 days straight and... Daejon, I interrupt gently. Yeah? Please come in. He does, carrying all the containers to my kitchen. Toby is beside himself, jumping all over Daejon, who laughs and pets him. I missed you too, buddy, he tells Toby. I'm sorry, we both say at the exact same time. Then we both laugh, nervous and hopeful. You first, I say. No, you, he insists. Together? I suggest. He nods. I'm sorry I didn't tell you about the lawsuit, he begins, about the investors and the danger and everything I was dealing with. I was scared of losing you, and I thought I could handle it all on my own and keep you safe from it. But all I did was hurt you and prove I didn't trust you enough to handle the truth. And I'm sorry I didn't believe in you, I say, tears already falling. I'm sorry I ran the second things got hard. I'm sorry I assumed the worst instead of giving you a chance to explain. I'm sorry I was a coward who was too scared to fight for us. You're not a coward. Daejon steps closer. You're the bravest person I know. I'm really not. I shake my head. But I want to be. For you. For us. Nicolette, he takes my hands. I love you. I'm in love with you. I've been in love with you since you opened that freezer door and saved my life. You're it for me, the one I've been waiting for, the one I wanted to build a life with. I love you too, the words tumble out. I'm terrified, and I'll probably mess up 100 more times, but I love you. I love how you talk about your grandmother. I love how you're patient with me. I love how you make Toby so happy. I love your cooking and your smile and the way you look at me like I'm precious. I love you. He kisses me, deep and sure and full of promise. I kiss him back, pouring 14 years of fear and pain and walls into this kiss, letting them dissolve between us. When we pull apart, we're both crying. I need to tell you something, I say, wiping my tears. I went to the restaurant. Yesterday, I was coming to apologize and I saw you with that woman. I thought you'd moved on. Daejon's eyes widen. Patricia? My lawyer? Nicolette, she's married with 3 kids. Her husband was literally waiting in the car outside. I know that now, I laugh through my tears. Jamal told me. But in that moment, all my old fears came rushing back. That I wasn't enough. That I'd waited too long. That I'd ruined everything. You could never ruin everything. Daejon cups my face gently. You're not your past mistakes, Nicolette. You're not the girl who lost her brothers. You're the woman who saves lives every day. The woman who rescued a stranger from a freezer. The woman who's choosing to love despite being terrified. That's who you are. I want to believe that, I whisper. Then believe it, he says firmly. I believe it. Toby believes it. Now, you just have to believe it too. We spend the next hour eating all the food he brought, talking about everything. He tells me the full story about the investors, about how they'd been targeting small business owners with predatory contracts, about how the assistant who came forward is now helping build a case against them. They might go to prison, he says with grim satisfaction, and I get to keep Halmione's kitchen. Your grandmother would be so proud, I tell him. I hope so, he smiles. I'm planning to expand, maybe open a second location, honor her legacy properly. That's amazing. And I was thinking he looked suddenly nervous. Maybe you could help me? Not with the business side, but I want to create a program, cooking classes for at-risk youth, teach them about food and culture and give them a safe space. You work with people every day. You understand trauma. We could do it together. My heart swells. You want to work with me? I want to do everything with you, he says simply. If you'll have me. Yes, I don't even have to think about it. Yes to all of it. We kiss again, slower this time, savoring each other. When we pull apart, Daejon reaches into his pocket. I have something for you, he says, pulling out a small box. My heart stops. Daejon, it's not what you think, he laughs. Open it. Inside is a delicate gold necklace with a small sunflower pendant. I had it made, he explains, taking it out carefully. Before everything went crazy, I wanted you to have something to remind you that you're sunshine, that you bring light into dark places, that you saved me in every way a person can be saved. He fastens it around my neck and I immediately start crying again. It's perfect, I manage. You're perfect. Far from it, he grins, but I'm perfectly yours if you'll have me. I'll have you, I confirm. Messy situations and all. Speaking of messy, Daejon suddenly looks serious. There's one more thing we need to talk about. My stomach drops. What? Your mama, he says carefully. I want to meet her. Properly, not as your friend or whatever we were pretending to be, as your boyfriend, the man who loves you and wants a future with you. Daejon, my mama is complicated. She's going to grill you, probably try to scare you away. She's been bitter for so long. I can handle it, he says confidently. I handled being locked in a freezer. I can handle your mama. I laugh despite myself. You say that now. I mean it. Part of loving you is loving your family, even the complicated parts, especially the complicated parts. And this is why I love him. This is why I'm choosing to be brave. Okay, I agree, but don't say I didn't warn you. 2 weeks later. Mama lives 2 hours away in our hometown. I haven't been back in 6 years. The place holds too many ghosts, but Daejon is driving, holding my hand, telling me funny stories about his restaurant customers to keep me calm. Toby is in the back seat, his head out the window, completely unbothered. I wish I could be more like him, I say, watching Toby in the rearview mirror. What do you mean? Just present. Not worried about the past or anxious about the future. Just living in the now. That's what I love about dogs, Daejon agrees. They forgive instantly, love unconditionally. Don't hold grudges. We could learn from them. We are learning from them. He squeezes my hand. Toby brought us together, remember? He's basically our matchmaker. I laugh. We should get him a bow tie for the occasion. Make it official. When we pull up to Mama's small house, my chest gets tight. Nothing has changed. Same peeling paint, same crooked mailbox, same flower pots that Mama never plants anything in anymore. You okay? Daejon asks. No, I admit. But I'm here anyway. That counts for something, right? That counts for everything. Mama opens the door before we can knock. She's smaller than I remember, more worn. Her hair is completely gray now, pulled back in a tight bun, but her eyes are the same, sharp, assessing, missing nothing. So this is him, she says, looking Daejon up and down. Mama, this is Daejon. Daejon, this is my mother, Lorraine. Mrs. Lorraine, Daejon extends his hand, respectful. It's an honor to meet you. Nicolette talks about you all the time. Mama looks at his hand for a long moment before shaking it. I bet she does. Probably tells you I'm a difficult old woman. She tells me you're strong, Daejon says smoothly. That you raised an incredible daughter while working double shifts. That you survived the unimaginable and kept going. That takes a special kind of strength. Mama blinks, caught off guard. Well, she clears her throat. Don't just stand there. Come in. The house smells the same, like Mama's lavender air freshener and old wood and memories. Photos of my brothers are everywhere. Malik at 6, missing his front teeth. Isaiah at 4, covered in birthday cake. Both of them together, laughing at something off camera. I haven't seen these photos in years. The grief hits me like a wave. Daejon's hand finds mine, steady and sure. Mama notices. How long have you two been together? About 2 months officially, I answer. But it feels like longer. 2 months and you're bringing him home already? Mama's eyebrow raises. Must be serious. It is, Daejon says before I can answer. Very serious. I love your daughter, Mrs. Lorraine. I know it's fast, and I know you have every reason to be skeptical of me, but I'm not going anywhere. Mama studies him for a long moment. You know about her brothers? Yes, ma'am. And you know what happened? I know that there was a terrible accident, that Nicolette has carried guilt that doesn't belong to her for 14 years, and that she's the bravest, most compassionate person I've ever met, despite, or maybe because of that tragedy. Mama's eyes narrow. You think you know my daughter after 2 months? I think I'm learning her, Daejon says carefully. And I plan to spend the rest of my life continuing to learn her, if she'll let me, and if her family will give me a chance. The room is silent for a moment. Then Mama does something I haven't seen in years. She smiles, small, tentative, but real. You cook? She asks suddenly. Yes, ma'am. I'm a chef, Korean soul food fusion. Korean soul food? Mama looks skeptical. That's a thing. I'd love to show you, Daejon says, if you'd let me cook dinner for you tonight. I don't have any fancy ingredients. I brought everything. Daejon gestures to the bags in his car. I was hoping you'd say yes. Mama actually looks at me, for the first time since we arrived. You love him? I nod, not trusting my voice. And he treats you right? Better than I thought possible. He know about your stubbornness? Your walls? How you push people away when things get hard? I've experienced all of it firsthand, Daejon interjects with a slight smile. She's pushed me away several times. I keep coming back. Fool, Mama mutters, but there's no heat in it. For her? Absolutely. Daejon agrees. Mama shakes her head, but she's still smiling. Fine. Cook me dinner. Korean soul food, man. Let's see if you're worth my baby girl's time. While Daejon cooks, filling Mama's kitchen with amazing smells, I help set the table. Mama is quieter than usual, watching Daejon work with curious eyes. He's different, she says finally. Different how? From that Cole boy, from the others you've brought around over the years. This one, she pauses. This one looks at you like you're the sunrise. My throat gets tight. Mama? I've been hard on you. Mama cuts me off. Her voice is thick with emotion. Since the boys died, I've been so hard on you. And that wasn't fair. I freeze, not sure if I'm hearing correctly. It wasn't your fault, Mama continues, tears streaming down her face now. What happened to Malik and Isaiah? It was a horrible accident, but it wasn't your fault. And I made you carry that blame because I needed someone to be angry at. But I should have been angry at God, at fate, at the universe. Not at you. Never at you. I'm crying now, too. 14 years of pain and blame and guilt pouring out. You were my baby, Mama sobs. My only living child. And instead of holding you close, I pushed you away. I'm so sorry, Nicolette. I'm so sorry. We hold each other for the first time in years. Really hold each other. And something that's been broken inside both of us starts to heal. When we finally pull apart, Daejon is standing in the doorway, trying to hide a smile. Dinner is ready, he says softly. If you both are. We sit down to the most beautiful meal. Korean short ribs with collard greens, kimchi fried rice with black-eyed peas, japchae with southern seasonings. It's a fusion of cultures, of traditions, of love. This is incredible, Mama says after her first bite. Where did you learn to cook like this? My halmioni, my grandmother, Daejon explains. She believed food was how we show love, how we honor our ancestors, how we build bridges between people who seem different but are really the same. Wise woman, Mama nods. The wisest, Daejon agrees. She would have loved Nicolette. Would have loved you too, Mrs. Lorraine. She always said that mothers carry the weight of the world in their hearts. Mama's eyes get watery again. Your grandmother sounds like someone I would have liked to know. I think you two would have gotten along perfectly, Daejon smiles. We eat and talk and laugh. Mama tells stories about me as a child that I'd forgotten. Daejon shares stories about growing up Black in Korea, about the racism he faced, about how his grandmother was his anchor. You've had your own struggles, Mama observes. Yes, ma'am. But they made me who I am. Just like Nicolette's struggles made her who she is. We're both survivors. We found each other because we understand that. After dinner, while I'm helping Mama with dishes, she pulls me aside. Don't let this one go, she says firmly. Men like that don't come around often. I know, Mama. And Nicolette, she takes my hand. I meant what I said, I'm sorry. For everything. I want to be better. Want to be the mama you deserve. It's not too late for us, is it? It's never too late. I promise. Hugging her tight. When we leave that night, I feel lighter than I have in years. Like I've finally set down a weight I've been carrying for too long. That went well, Daejon says as we drive home. That went better than well, I correct. That was a miracle. Your mama loves you, Daejon says. She just forgot how to show it for a while, but she's finding her way back. Because of you, I point out. You made her see things differently. No, he shakes his head. I just reminded her of what was already there. The love was always there. It just got buried under grief. I lean over and kiss his cheek. Have I told you lately that I love you? Not in the last hour, he teases. I love you, Chun Daejon, with my whole entire heart. And I love you, Nicolette Brown, with my whole entire soul, like God loves his temple, like a man is supposed to love his woman, and I want to spend the rest of my life treating you like you deserve to be treated. Like a queen, my queen. I blush so hard my cheeks hurts while he laughs as I try to hide it. In the back seat, Toby barks playfully. 6 months later. Are you sure about this? I ask Daejon for the 100th time. We're standing outside the new building for Halmioni's Kitchen Community Center. The cooking program for at-risk youth that we dreamed up 6 months ago is about to become reality. I've never been more sure of anything, Daejon assures me, except maybe asking you to be my girlfriend. That was a good decision, too. I laugh, adjusting his tie. We're dressed up for the grand opening. Press is coming, city council members, local celebrities, but more importantly, 20 teenagers who need a safe space and a hot meal. Your Halmioni would be so proud, I tell him. Our Halmioni, he corrects gently. She's yours now, too. It's true. Over the past 6 months, I've learned all of Halmioni's recipes, learned her stories, learned her wisdom through Daejon's memories. She feels like family now, just like Daejon has become family to Mama. They talk on the phone weekly now. He visits her every month, bringing food and stories and making her laugh, helping her heal in ways I never could alone. Nico, Daejon, we're ready for you, Jamal calls from the door. Inside, the center is beautiful. Industrial kitchen on one side, dining area on the other. Photos of both our grandmothers on the walls. A banner that reads Halmioni's Kitchen Community Center, where food is love. The teenagers arrive, skeptical and guarded. I recognize the look in their eyes. It's the same one I had for years, the look of people who've been let down too many times. But Daejon works his magic, gets them laughing as he teaches them to make kimchi, tells ridiculous stories about kitchen disasters, makes them feel safe and seen and valued. By the end of the evening, they're all smiling, eating the food they made with pride, already asking when they can come back. This is good work, Mama says. She drove 2 hours to be here, to support us. Real good work. Thanks, Mama, I hug her. Your brothers would be proud too, she says softly, of the woman you've become, of the lives you're changing. It doesn't hurt as much when she mentions them anymore. The grief is still there, will always be there, but it's softer now, more like a gentle ache than a sharp pain. That night, after everyone leaves and we're cleaning up, Daejon pulls me into the middle of the empty kitchen. Dance with me, he says. There's no music. He pulls out his phone and puts on a slow song. Then he takes me in his arms and we sway together in the kitchen that smells like kimchi and hope and new beginnings. I have something to ask you, Daejon says after a moment. My heart starts racing. Okay. Not that, he laughs, reading my mind. Not yet. Soon, but not yet. Then what? Move in with me, he says simply. My lease is up next month. Your lease is up in 2 months. We're already at each other's places most nights anyway. Let's make it official. Build a home together and know it's not what your mind is not telling you. I'm not doing this to have sex with you. I still stand by waiting till marriage. I just want you next to me. I pretend to think about it. Will Toby get his own room? Toby gets whatever Toby wants, Daejon confirms. That dog saved my life. He's earned it. Then yes, I say, standing on my tiptoes to kiss him. Yes to moving in together. Yes to building a home. Yes to all of it. Yeah? He grins against my lips. Yeah, I confirm. We keep dancing in the empty kitchen, the moonlight streaming through the windows, and I think about how far I've come. From the girl who couldn't forgive herself, to the woman who saved a stranger, to the woman who learned to love again, to the woman who's building something beautiful with a man who sees her, really sees her, and loves her anyway. What are you thinking about? Daejon asks. About how Toby is the real hero of this story, I say. None of this happens without him. True, Daejon agrees. We should get him a medal. Or more treats. Definitely more treats. We laugh together, and it's the sound of healing, of hope, of home.
I'm nervous, more nervous than I've ever been in my entire life. The ring is burning a hole in my pocket. It's Halmione's ring, the one my grandfather gave her 53 years ago. Simple gold band with a small diamond. Nothing flashy, but full of love and history. Your Swenmal observes. We're at the restaurant, supposedly doing inventory. Really, I'm trying not to have a panic attack. What if she says no? She's not going to say no, Jamal rolls his eyes. The woman moved in with you, merged her life with yours, started a nonprofit with you. She's not saying no. But what if... Daejon, Jamal grabs my shoulders. Breathe. You love her. She loves you. You're perfect together. This is just making it official. He's right. I know he's right, but my hands are still shaking. The plan is simple. I'm taking Nicolette to the abandoned building where we first met. Jamal and his crew have transformed it. Lights, flowers, photos of our journey together. It's perfect.
Where are we going? I ask as Daejon drives through familiar streets. It's a surprise, he says, but his voice sounds weird. Are you okay? You seem nervous. I'm fine, he says too quickly. We pull up to the abandoned building. Except it's not abandoned anymore. There are lights everywhere, string lights creating a pathway to the door. Daejon, what? Come with me. He takes my hand. Inside, I gasp. The whole place has been transformed. Candles everywhere. Flowers. Photos of us covering the walls. Our first date. The museum. The food truck. Meeting Mama. The community center opening. A year of memories displayed like art. Daejon, I breathe, tears already forming. This is where it all started, he says, leading me to the old freezer. It's been decorated with lights, looking magical instead of terrifying. This is where I thought I was going to die, where I prayed for a miracle, where you showed up and saved my life. Toby saved your life. I correct through my tears. You both did, he smiles. But it was more than just physical saving, Nicolette. You saved me in every way a person can be saved. You made me believe in love again, in family, in building something beautiful out of broken pieces. He takes both my hands, and I realize he's shaking. I had this whole speech planned, he says with a nervous laugh. Practiced it 100 times. But now that we're here, all I can think is that I want to spend every day for the rest of my life making you as happy as you make me. He drops to one knee, and I'm full on sobbing now. Nicolette Marie Brown, he pulls out a beautiful vintage ring. Will you marry me? Will you be my wife, my partner, my temple? Will you let me love you for the rest of our lives? Yes, I'm nodding before he even finishes. Yes, yes, 1,000 times yes. He slides the ring on my finger and stands, pulling me into a kiss that feels like coming home. Like everything I've been through, all the pain, all the loss, all the fear, was leading me to this moment. To this man, to this love. When we pull apart, there's applause. I turn to see Tasha, Jamal, Mama, and even some of our kids from the community center filming and cheering. You were all in on this? I laugh through my tears. Baby girl. Mama comes forward, hugging me tight. You think I'd miss my only daughter getting proposed to? I love you, Mama. I love you too, baby. So much. She turns to Daejon. You take care of my girl. With my whole life, Daejon promises. Tasha is crying too, hugging me and examining the ring and talking a mile a minute about wedding plans. But all I can focus on is Daejon, my fiancé, the man who was willing to wait, who saw past my walls, who loved me through my healing. I can't believe this is real, I tell him. Believe it, he grins. You're stuck with me now. Best thing I've ever been stuck with, I assure him. Toby barks from somewhere, and we all laugh. Of course Toby is here. Our little matchmaker, our hero, our family. The end. Thank you so much for watching this story. If you enjoyed Nicolette and Daejon's journey, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell for more beautiful love stories. Comment below and let me know, what was your favorite moment? Would you have taken a chance on love like Nicolette did? And most importantly, Team Toby forever, right? Share this video with someone who needs to believe in love again. Until next time, remember, your happy ending is out there. You just have to be brave enough to reach for it. Love you all.